Shalom, family. Okay, here we go again for this ride. But anyway, family, that's what I was talking about, though. You know, it's not our responsibility to lead others to his salvation, because the reality is, if we're not saved, then how can we lead somebody else to salvation? That's what I'm saying. You know, everybody is accountable for their own life. And so you have to seek the Most High for yourself in order to understand his purpose for your life. And you're not going to come into that place as long as we continue to listen at other people, you know, that's placing themselves in a place of preeminence. Like we're the high priest for your life now. And unless you do what we tell you, then you're lost. No, man, that's a bunch of crap. The bottom line is we all have to seek him for ourselves, according to the will that we're being drawn to him through the Spirit. Okay, see, he is in the process of shrinking in our circles of fellowship so we can be more focused. You know, and it's true, is that even though your intentions is good and you love the people that you get to fellowship with and all of these things, but the bottom line is, in this time of harvest, that we're being drawn to that place where we must seek him absolutely with our whole heart. Other people can be this not focused like you, can be a distraction and a stumbling block that causes you to stumble and be distracted from seeking out the Most High more earnestly in your life. So we got to understand, because as times get tougher, we got to be more focused. It's just logic there. We got to be more focused on the things of Elohim in this hour. And as we now enter into the fall season, you could smell it in the air, man. There's something coming. And the bottom line is, and if you're not built up in the Ruach, you're not going to make it. You're going to be caught up in the spirit that causes you to compromise your soul. And you're going to sell out to the powers of darkness, and then you're going to be eternally lost. As I said, family, without the birthing of the Ruach, we all are subject to the spirit of Antichrist, because Antichrist means anti-Elohim. That's what it means. And so the bottom line is the adversary of Elohim. And so guess who's at the center of that? Yep, Hasatan. As I said, Hasatan ain't nothing but the spirit of our own pride and our self-awareness of self separated from Elohim. So he causes us to walk in a spirit of pride and thinking that everything evolves around what we see and what we taste and smell and touch and hear, okay, which is the avenue of our senses, that ultimately this energy gets to express itself through our emotions, okay? The bottom line is, a sound mind can only come from the Ruach HaKodesh, because that takes the emotion out of this and causes you to walk at a place of peace and understanding and whatever it is that Yah wants us to operate in that time. And so it makes us proactive. And when we're in our flesh, we're reactive. Our buttons get pushed by the spirits that run through our minds and causes that energy to flow to our very limbs, where we start doing things based on what we feel, instead of doing things based on what we understand through the Spirit. So, as I said, we can't lead nobody to salvation. We could encourage them and point them in the direction, but their path, we all got to walk our own path. We can't walk their path for them. They can't walk our path for us. No, everybody got his own path to walk. And how you going to find that as you continue to lift up men and worship men and take what they say into account as far as influencing your life, where you wind up making decisions based on stuff that other people said, and y'all really haven't shown you these things, because he's busy knocking on the door of your mind to open up your mind so that he can come in and fellowship with you. Okay, but as you're caught up because all these different words and names and voices and told you this is what you need to be seeking right now and all of those things, family, and you wind up walking in disobedience to the Most High. He's standing there like, what? I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to answer your prayers But you so busy doing this, that, and the other, and I ain't took you in that direction. You don't need that. So the bottom line is, family, this is what I'm saying. We all got to be responsible for ourselves. And the bottom line is, I know in scripture also says that, it's possible for the blood of other people being charged to us because we didn't tell them something. The bottom line is all we're supposed to do is point them to the Most High. It ain't for us to convert them. How we going to convert them? We not converted. Now, how we going to do something that we ain't there ourselves yet? That don't even make sense, family. No, because we're supposed to point them into direction, just like we came to understand through the Spirit that as we seek to come into agreement with everything that the Father is, so that we become one of His children, just like Yeshua. Okay? It's not an imitation of Yeshua. No, it's an understanding that causes you to be yourself in Him, just like Yeshua was Himself in the Father. Okay? So, as I said, He's in the process of shrinking our circles of fellowship so we can be more focused, because we need to be focused with what's to come, what we're getting ready to enter into. We must be focused on Him in order to survive this thing. And anything that's around is going to take your focus off of focusing on Him. That's the sleight of hand. That's the distraction that causes you to fall into that trap with the potential of being deceived. And I say potential of being deceived because as we walk in the Ruach, we shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. So, He is putting the squeeze on us now. As we feel the pressure rising, as we feel things closing up on us and different things like that, because this is a world that we're about to enter a realm that we can't be a part of this world and be comfortable if you serving the Most High or seeking out Elohim. No, this is a part of the harvest that's happening as He's gathering together those that are His. And He's getting ready to deal with the wicked. This is the real process of how it's going to establish who really are His. Because He turns up the heat from the wicked. Not only is He going to deal with the wicked, but it's also going to free us and identify who His people are. As I said, He told the reapers, He said to go take out, to gather the tares first, so that they can be cast out and burned, and then that the wheat can be brought into my barns, because the wheat is His people who will also be life givers, because wheat is something to be consumed to give light. Life. So the wheat that's gathered and put in His barns, see, that's His kingdom. So the bottom line is the things of His kingdom give life and bring life. But the tares bring death. That's why they're going to be gathered up first. So that lets you know that destruction is coming to them for the wicked and the evil and all the stumbling block people that's out there. Because this world is loaded with people that are nothing more than stumbling blocks. Because as they're consumed in their own desires and their own self, they try to force that wickedness on the people around them. And that's why they're going to be dealt with. The Most High is going to deal with these cats out here that think they the stuff and all of that. And as I said, I got to say this, but He getting ready that we are entering the end of Jacob's trouble. And Jacob's trouble was the process in which the Most High chose to deal with wicked Jake and to separate His people and bring forth true Israel. And that's what's getting ready to go down. He going to start slaughtering wicked Jake. And every hindrance to His people, the ones that claim leadership and all of this kind of stuff. When the only true prophet today for us is the Ruach HaKodesh. It ain't no man. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, family. But he's putting a squeeze on now. And the squeeze is going to cause those truly of him to rise up and bring forth that investment of his Ruach that he placed in us. See, we got to understand something, family, that pride is the essence of our fallen nature, which is the spirit of Hasatan. It is what it is. This is why the wisdom or the understanding of Elohim is everything. Because you can't fight an enemy you don't understand, that you can't even see. And as we continue to go through life in a spirit of self-righteousness that causes us to believe that we are something different than we are, or more than we are. Like I said, it's two spirits that are ruling us, family. Got the nature of Elohim, that he's given a portion of his Ruach to all men. Then we got the nature of Hasatan. And this battle for the war for your soul that's being played out by the manifestation of good and evil. Ultimately, what you are and your purpose is going to be made known. And as I said, he's made two types of people: vessel of honor, vessel of dishonor. The child of Elohim desires to understand his place of being a vessel of honor. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to understand this truth as the Ruach leads us and helps us to understand these things. There is no such thing as faith. Faith don't exist to the Most High. It don't. It really don't. And that's one of the reasons why in this season, as he's bringing forth these truths, he said, you should know the truth and the truth will make you free. So as we're able to understand these things through the Spirit, family, we get set free from all the lies. And then we start to live with understanding. It's not about faith. It's understanding. And we really got to come to understand that, family. And through the Spirit, it shows us our need to understand things, because it's the only way we can believe things. Because you only believe things you can understand. And guess what? As I said, that's the way Elohim wired us to work. He never meant for us to believe things we can't understand. Okay? That is not a sin. That's a beautiful gift. That's a way of assuring the reality that you can't be deceived. See, it's this mighty work that he's doing in this season, family. The things you understand, it just changes your life. And it's supposed to change our lives. And it is changing our lives, the lives of his people. And our priorities and different things like that are being rearranged right now. Because the time is coming, it's going to be time to make a stand. And we as his children will no longer be able to partake in this system. And we're going to have to trust the Most High with what happens with us after that. Like I said, family, for what's coming, you can't plan for this. You can't be ready for this in your own strength. You're doing what you know to do, but in the end, it's going to be all futile. As I said, because if we ain't filled with the Spirit, we being deceived. Even believing the good things we say we gonna do and all that. Like I say, it's cats talking about, hey, we gonna take them 13 steps and we gonna do all this and that and the other. If you ain't filled with the Spirit, you're gonna chicken out when the time comes. Because what's happening is the Most High is taking his Spirit from those who are not all in their desires of seeking the kingdom. And if, death comes to us, any of our people that's appointed to be a martyr, gonna die with dignity. We ain't gonna die hollering and screaming and all of these kind of things, caught up in our emotions and stuff. No, we're gonna die with dignity if that's his call on our lives. That's what I pray for. Hey, I don't know for sure what his will is for my life, but if it's time to lay it down, I gladly accept it. And I say, Father, make sure I just ask him to give me the strength to endure it when the times come. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand this thing is that as the squeeze goes on, we got to understand that what we dealing with is pride, because pride is what causes us to worship men. And that's the way it is, and we have to be delivered from that thinking via the Holy Spirit, by being filled with his spirit. So the Ruach HaKodesh is the only thing that can quench pride. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we must seek the Most High for ourselves, to be filled with his Ruach, because that's what gives us the understanding we need to walk out our salvation with fear and trembling. And understand, like I said, the spirit of pride is the fallen nature, which is the spirit of Hasatan. Hasatan causes us to worship man. That's what he does. As I said, he's the spirit of man's pride, and is one and the same with our dark side, our fallen side. Our lower self is driven by the spirit of Hasatan. As I said, it's the mark of the beast, and it's in here. It's the thinking, or the stinking thinking. And so we have to be delivered from that. And the only way we're going to be delivered from that, family, is to be born of his spirit. See, the Ruach HaKodesh, or Holy Spirit, is the manifestation of Elohim's power. See what I'm saying? That's what the grace is, that people have been misusing and teaching that word and using that word as a license to sin. No, it's Elohim's power and his favor to overcome sin. Okay, so that's what the Ruach is. See, the real nature is Elohim's kingdom in his natural order. This is where he's taking things back. This is why he's teaching us about the things that violate the laws of nature, which is his higher laws. These are the laws and the order that we going back to as he begins to take this world back from Hasatan, who's all but destroyed it. And so the bottom line is, we got to understand, family, it's a big harvest of souls that's happening. It is going to happen, because the bottom line is, he's going to start judging the wicked in this world, and it's going to be a massive depopulation of the people that's in this world right now. Because, the bottom line is, those who he's deemed to be his, he's gathering us together. Because the bottom line is, what's happening is, as I understand that, if you talk about the nature of the wheat and the tares. And at the time of the harvest, the wheat bows. See, we're a representation of the wheat that's bowing, because we're yielding to his will. We're seeking him out. We're being obedient to the things that he teaches us. So it's like we're bowing. And the tares keep standing. In their own understanding and their own strength and all this thing, and they just in a position to get cut down. When the sickles and when the angels come forth, they're going to be cut down. That's the world we're heading into. They say it's like, about almost 9 billion people on the planet right now. That number is getting ready to be cut down big time. Because by the time that the Most High get done with his wrath and his judgment, that number is going to be gone. Okay? There's a mass depopulation we're in the process is happening right now, and it's going to go to the next level as playtime is over. And it's going to cost us everything to follow the Most High. So, that includes our lives. And he has every right to do that, because you know what? Life and death is in the power of his hands. So what he allows to be cut down now, he can raise it up again at the resurrection. You know what I'm saying? And so the bottom line is, it's time for us to understand that it's time for us to get focused. And this is why the Most High is bringing these things to our attention, because he's showing us and telling us, just like Yeshua said, he'd tell you things to come. Yeah, concerning your life, concerning my life. He's going to tell you things that concerns your life. He's going to tell me things that concerns my life. That's all he ever meant for us to do. You know, it's him that's going to bring us together on one accord when it's time. So anyway, this is just the time of the gathering of those that are his. Eventually, he's going to bring us together on one accord. And the other thing is this: we got to get all these things we've been taught and told out of our heads, and we got to have an open mind of a child and let the Most High show us what's to come and how things are going to unfold. Instead of us being presumptuous, which we are presumptuous creatures, that we think we come like we got it all figured out of how y'all's going to do things. Man, we don't know. We really don't know. So we need to stop acting like we know and humble ourselves and seek him out for ourselves so that we can be obedient to whatever his will is in season. So anyway, fam, I'm going to take another little break and then I'll be back and then we'll probably finish up for today. Shalom.